All right, gentlemen, stand by. I want to play for you another interesting moment from a vice presidential debate. Back in 1992, Admiral James Stockdale, he joined Al Gore and Dan Quayle for the VP debate and questioned whether he should be up there at all. He tried to use quick wit to defuse the situation. Take a listen.
Who am I? Why am I here? I'm not a politician. Everybody knows that. So don't expect me to use the language of the Washington Insider. 37 years in the Navy, and only one of them up there in Washington. And now I'm an academic. The centerpiece of my life was the Vietnam War. I was there the day it started. I led the first bombing raid against North Vietnam. I was there the day it ended, and I was there for everything in between. And I know how governments, how American governments can be courageous and how they can be callow, and that's important.
Doug, that was a very powerful moment, not only because, I mean, for our younger viewers, they may not remember that Admiral Stockdale was a decorated war veteran. He was a Medal of Honor recipient, and clearly when he was on that podium at that debate, he looked, I mean, he'd been, under great stress during the war. He looked as if he wasn't all there, and in the long run, it made him the subject of jokes, memorably on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Yeah, a third party, it's pretty hard for a third party to compare with the major political parties and their debate prep. I've debated 2 presidents of the United States as a shill in debate prep many, many hours over weeks and months. And I can tell you that the debate prep is so thorough. There was even a team in one of the debate preps that was assigned to the moderators, and they got into the heads of the moderators so well that one debate I attended at Kennedy Center, and our prep team was all sitting there, and the moderator came out and opened the whole process, turned and asked the question just as we had practiced it and we knew he would. We almost broke into laughter. So for a third party candidate to get into that process, it's pretty hard for him or her to compete.
And yet, Larry, as we were saying, Admiral Stockdale, he was a prisoner of war. He was an American hero. And what a lot of people seem to remember, as happens generally with these elections, is the jokes that are made afterwards.
Yes, it's always fodder for Saturday Night Live and the late night comics. But in this particular case, one other memorable thing about that particular vice presidential debate in 1992 was that neither Al Gore, the Democratic nominee for vice president, or Dan Quayle, the incumbent vice president, laid a glove on Stockdale. They were both admiring of him. They were very respectful because they knew they had nothing to gain by going after him. And no one who was serious wanted to see him embarrassed because, as you note, he was a great American hero.